right, good evening, everyone. Welcome to the October 2024 Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for the town of Carmel. Board members' names are in front of you on the dais. Our newest member, Claudine, she was introduced last month, but Claudine Grandelli is with us tonight. Mike Carnazza, Code Enforcement Officer, and Greg Fulchetti, our town council. The way we operate is I'll ask you to come up, I'll call your name, I'll swear you in, present us your case. We'll ask the board if they have any questions or comments. We'll open it up to the public afterwards. If anyone has any comment or questions on any application. And then when we close the hearing, there is no further input from anybody on, or any public member or anybody on any of the cases. So keep that in mind. All right. Will you all please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. All right, application number one had requested a holdover due to a vacation conflict. So I'll look for a motion.
Motion to hold it.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, so we'll hold that over. If anyone's here for that application. All right, application number two is for Anthony Nanetti for a variation of section 15615, seeking a use variance to legalize a two-family structure in a single-family zone. The property is located at 7 Indian Avenue, Mahopac, New York. It's tax map 75.12-1-32. The code requires and allows a single-family use. What's provided is two-family, and the variance being sought is to permit two-family in a single-family zone. Frank, good evening. State your name and
Mr. Chairman,
address.
members of the board. I hope you're all doing well. My name is Frank Smith from the Law Office of Schilling and Smith and Carmel, here on behalf of the applicant, Anthony Nanetti. Mr. Nanetti is here with me this evening. As mentioned, the property is located at 7 Indian Avenue, Mahopac, New York. It is known as tax map number 75.12-1-32. It consists of a two-family residence. The property is just under a quarter acre in size. It is located in the town's residential zoning district, and the structure was built in approximately 1941. The relief requested this evening is a use variance to permit a two-family use where only single family is permitted. In support of the application, we previously submitted a full zoning board application, client affidavit in support, along with supporting materials, and a memorandum of law. A brief history: the house was built in approximately 1941. There are two units. One is 3 bedrooms and 1 bathroom. The other is 1 bedroom and 1 bathroom. The total of 4 bedrooms has been approved by the Putnam County Department of Health. The applicant, a longtime resident of Mahopac, purchased the property in 2004. The configuration of the house today is the same as it was when the applicant purchased the property. Additionally, at the time of purchase, there were 2 tenants that occupied the house. This application is much like a previous application that this office presented to this board. That was the application of Raymond Medea. That property was located at 6 Mary Avenue. That's a roughly 300-foot, 1-minute walk from where this property is located at 7 Indian Avenue. Much like the case of Medea, although there was evidence suggesting that the premises was built as a two-family, there's not enough information to confidently make an argument for an interpretation that the two-family use was predated, hence our application for use variance tonight. For example, in this case, there's no evidence of a stairway or any other entrance between the 2 units. Both have separate entrances, and it appears that the property has always been that way. Beyond the existing separate entrances, there are separate kitchens, separate heating zones, and separate parking areas. This type of structure with 2 separate units is not uncommon in the neighborhood, as evidenced by the Medea application. In the case of Medea, this board granted a use variance, and this evening we respectfully request the same. As the board is aware, a use variance has 4 criteria. First, the property cannot yield a reasonable return. Second, the plight of the owner is due to unique circumstances. Third, if granted, the use will not alter the essential character of the neighborhood. And lastly, the hardship was not self-created. For the following reasons, I contend that the applicant satisfies the use variance criteria. First, the property cannot yield a reasonable return as a single-family residence. Part of the materials submitted in support of the application was the applicant's profit and loss statement. Monthly expenses at the least are $2,532. Rental income is $1,650, representing a monthly loss of roughly $882. Second is whether the plight of the owner is due to unique circumstances. In this instance, I argue that the circumstances are unique. The house was built in 1941 or around there. It is unclear when the second unit came into use. However, it seems clear that it was intended to be two separate units, as evidenced by the separate entrances, separate kitchens, heat zones, and parking spaces. As such, I argue that the circumstances are unique. Next is whether, if granted, there would be a negative impact to the surrounding neighborhood. In this case, there would be no negative impact to the neighborhood nor surrounding property owners. This is a residential use in a residential zone. This property has operated as two units for many, many years. The neighborhood is used to the home being occupied by two separate sets of residents. Additionally, the neighborhood is home to similar type structures as evidenced by the Medea application. Due to this, if granted, there would be no adverse change to the neighborhood. Lastly is whether or not the hardship was self-created. In this instance, it was not. The configuration of the house has not changed since before the applicant purchased. In addition, at the time of purchase, the property was inhabited by two separate tenants. The property has remained unchanged, and therefore, the hardship was not self-created. In conclusion, based upon the above, I respectfully request that this board grant the variance in all respects. I thank you for the opportunity to present, and myself and Mr. Nanetti are available for any questions.
So Frank, it wasn't advertised as such prior to the purchase of the property, that it was not a legal two-family, right? So
Correct.
as a contract vendee, did he not want to go through that process before he bought it? Or was he not advised?
So it's my understanding that the property existed as a two-family, and that it subsequently obtained an accessory use approval later on.
Okay.
That's after his purchase, Frank?
No, that was before his
Before,
purchase.
okay.
Correct.
All right, and then there was no, you couldn't find anybody who lived there years ago to find out how long it's been?
Swear.
Mr. Chair, if you'd like
you're
to
gonna
swear
talk,
in.
I got to swear you in, yeah. Just raise your name, state your name and address for the record.
Anthony Nanetti, 171 Weber Hill Road, Carmel, New York, 10512.
All right, raise your right hand, swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right,
Mr.
just
Nanetti,
speak
just make
clearly into the mic.
I
because
do.
It's being recorded. Go ahead,
I do.
you do. Thank you.
Right.
I seriously question it.
If I could, I grew up in Mahopac. I've been around since Tom Canton Road Acts. I know the house personally. I knew the Lewises that I bought it from. I went to school with their kids. It's been a two-family since I grew up here. I also know half the hill up there, and as the kids have moved out, but their parents are still there, and they'll verify that that's been a two-family forever. I purchased it as a two-family. I've been taxed as a two-family. The Board of Health has it as a two-family. Everyone seems to have it as a two-family except for like the
Except for
records
town.
here. So, I mean, as far as
You're not the
I
first
knew-
case, believe me, there's been many,
No,
that
and-
same situation.
And like, again, I've been dealing with a lot of personal stuff, you know, my father just passed away a week ago.
That's
So
sorry to hear
I've been in and out of hospitals and hospice. Had I not been going through all this right now, I would have had a number of letters from locals that have grown up here and have been here forever that would go on record saying that that's been a two-family forever.
Well, you're under oath and you're stating it, so
Yes.
we take you at your word. Sometimes it just helps for the record when you have some documentation of
And
actual
had I
experience
not been
people
going
and
through all
whatnot.
this other stuff, you know.
All right, I hear you.
Who made it an accessory apartment?
I was told by the Lewises that that they were trying to do that years ago before I purchased, because they were hoping a reduction of taxes. That's all I
Oh,
heard.
instead of
That's the
having
only time I ever heard
two-family.
anything about an accessory apartment.
So Mike, my recollection was that there was a 1979 letter from Nick Molay saying that it was a legally predated house, single family. But then prior to Mr. Nanetti's purchase, I believe it was 2003, there was an accessory apartment application submitted. I don't know if it was ever granted or not, but I could dig in my file and pull that out. I looked
Okay,
at it
because the
today.
problem with accessory would be that Mr. Nanetti would have to live there.
Yeah, and that's the
Right.
issue.
It's
is
the
that-
owner occupied is the issue. You're allowed to do it, but then he would not be able to live on Weber Hill instead
So you're
of.
not pursuing that angle, you're pursuing.
Correct.
Okay.
No, you're looking, right. And again, to your point, the evidence that you provided, the tax.
I have a
Tax card
tax
says
record.
it's a
says
two-family.
I've been taxed
Yeah.
as a two-family
Yeah,
forever.
yeah.
And also, Board of Health has had it
Yeah.
as a two-family.
Yeah,
Accessory
Board of Health
apartments are two-family
recognizes
too.
each one, the one with 3 bedrooms and the one with 1.
I don't know.
Okay.
There's something
All
over
right.
there.
Will, any questions, comments?
I just have one question.
Yes.
Well, just turn the mic down to, sorry, so Dawn can pick it up.
I just don't know if we have the right address on file.
7 Indian Ave.
And then, okay, I thought you said a Carmel, New York address before.
That was his home address.
No, that's his home address.
Oh, okay,
That's
all
what he
right,
swore.
all right, no questions.
Julie, anything?
Nope.
And it wasn't picked up on title, obviously, when you bought it, or you paid for
No,
it cash?
as far as I've known for the last 20-something years.
Yeah. Probably wouldn't be picked up.
Did they do title when you bought it?
I'm sorry?
Did you do title when you bought it?
Yeah, and there were no violations in the
Yeah.
file.
Did it say one family or two, or,
There was that legal predate letter from Molay all the way in 1979.
yeah, but he didn't do it when you bought it, because you bought it in '03, you said, right?
Yeah, it was purchased in '03.
Oh, 04.
He said okay.
Whatever, but so when you bought it, did you do title, do you know?
I can't recall if I.
Okay, I'm just
did.
asking, because I don't have the
Yeah,
file here also.
I don't, yeah.
Did you
Again,
pay cash? If you paid
No.
Then, no.
No,
So then it had to go through title.
It
No,
had to go
I'm-
through title, but did it come back as a one family
yeah,
or
in
two
fact,
family?
there's
Doesn't mean
still a
anything.
mortgage on it currently, right now, so.
Excuse me?
There's still a mortgage on it right now, too, so. And that shows also, I purchased it as a two-family.
Rose, anything?
I just wanted to ask, did you always intend for it to be an investment property versus a residential?
I always intended it to be a semi-investment for my mom and to help, yeah, knowing that later days she's gonna need some kind of help, but, you know, I figured it would help, yes.
But right now, she's not in there.
Right now, she's in the process of probably, I'm trying to make arrangements for her to come with me. My father I buried him on the 11th.
I'm so
all right?
sorry.
That's all right. Listen, so, and I'm trying to make arrangements for her, but, I mean, I was hoping that she'd stay there. You know, she likes it there, that's home, but I get it. At some point, she's gonna have to come with me. You know, it's inevitable, so.
Okay.
Good Italian son.
Thank you.
Guys?
As Councilor Smith mentioned, and you did, I'm familiar with that neighborhood, and it's mostly, there's a lot of two-family homes there
The
that were
Hill has got-
originally single-family.
Yeah, I'd be surprised if there's not other people coming before you, because the Hill's got a couple
Yeah.
of two families up there.
Well, the fact that it's so close to town, people can walk there and then
Yeah.
make it conducive to two-family area.
No, that neighborhood, it kind of reminds me of Lake Carmel. Like, it's so close to the lake. I'm
Yeah.
sure, you know, in the
Yeah.
30s, 40s, 50s, when people came up, they were trying to do that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
But going back that far is tough these days.
Yeah. All right, Claudine, anything?
No more questions.
All right, is there any input or questions from the public on this application? All right, I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second?
One second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Thank you very
guys.
much. Have a good night.
Thank you.
Same condolences to your family.
Yes.
All right, application number 3 for Marcel Carrillo for variation of section 156-15, seeking both use and area variance for permission to convert office building into three-family house. Property is located at 1849 Route 6, Carmel, New York. It's tax map 55.10-1-16. The code allows a frontage of 100 feet. What's provided is 85 feet, so a variance of 15 is needed. Area is 40,000 square feet of what's required. There's only 17,900 provided, so a variance of 22,100 is being sought. The lot width is 200 feet required, 85 feet is provided, a variance of 115 feet is being sought. Side yard setback is 25 feet required, provided 5.3 existing, so a variance of 19.7 being sought, and a floor area of 5,000 square feet is provided. What's existing is 2,928 square feet, so a variance of 2,072 square feet is being required. Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
State your name and address for the record.
Marcel Carrillo, 1849 Route 6.
Okay, and raise your right hand. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth,
I
so
do.
help you God. Okay, thank you. This is a carryover from not last month, but two months ago.
It's 2 meetings.
Oh, 2 meetings, okay. So, why don't you bring us through quickly, bring us up to speed? We had asked for some more financial.
Yes,
To
I
prove
submitted
the
this
burden.
for the financing. I explained everything what's is gonna be in the house. You know, the property will be like 3 apartments, and we'll provide the first floor is like 27,500, and the second.
Can you do
floor-
me a favor, just bring the mic closer to your mouth and speak up a little bit? It's being recorded for minutes, that's why.
The first floor will be like 27,500. The second floor will be 27,500, the basement like 24,000. All total will be 79,200. And the property expenses will be property mortgage, 61,207 with 56 cents. Property taxes around 11,490. And maintenance, 5,000 will be snow, leaf removal, grass cutting. And the total will be 7,697 with 56 cents. And the electrical will be paid by the people who live in there, might be like 6,500 around that approximately. The water, 600. And the garbage pickup would be $2,016.
Okay, so you have your actual expenses on the left column and your projected
Yes.
rent. Projected, is that, have you been told what you know you can make for rental
Yes.
income? Or is that just a projected in what you think you'd like to see for it? Because right now, your numbers of what your projected numbers are higher than what your
Well, that's
expenses are.
what the realtor explained me to me. I spoke with the realtor that helped me to buy the house, and she said we might get around the purchase like that, to rent it like that. Because right now, it's, a lot of people wants,
I think what he's
Renting.
saying is that right now he has no rentals. If he gets a use variance, he'll be able to get those rentals, he hopes. So right now, what's in there right now? In the building?
in the building, just that there used to be the offices in there.
Do you have tenants?
No,
So he's got an empty building and he's paying all these things right now.
So what I'm saying, I mean, he's got to prove a burden of the cost. What he's projecting is a higher number than,
But I think what he's saying is that his thing is that he can't rent it. Nobody's renting his space.
okay.
He's been
Yeah, because
trying.
if I rent
And he's
like an
hoping that if
office,
he
for
does get
example-
these apartments, that's what he will get. I believe that's what he's saying.
Yeah.
I'm not trying
Yeah,
to
that's
put
the
words.
one-
I think,
that
I
she
read that
wants
the
to-
same way, Mike. And I think if he starts renting it, then it's self-creation, and he just blows this whole application up. He can't rent it yet. You know what I'm saying? It's a chicken and
It's
egg
cart before the
situation.
horse, yeah. Okay. So that's in the record now, so. All right, we'll go to the board. We'll start down here. Claudine, any questions?
I just have a
Mr.
question
Carrell?
on the garbage pickup. Isn't that, you're saying the tenants will pay it, isn't that through your taxes?
no, I'm paying the garbage pickup and the tenants.
It's private?
It's
You
gonna
have
be
private
covered.
garbage pickup?
Yes, it will be because the town, right now, if I move, we get the permits to do, I don't know if the town is gonna provide it. That's the,
should.
yeah,
They
if I had to do private, that's the private.
Well,
Price
right
will-
now, it was a commercial building, so
Yeah.
you had to use commercial
Yes. Yeah.
refuse
Yes.
pickup, so.
Yes.
But
Just-
Yeah,
what
that probably
Claudine's saying
goes
is,
away.
in your taxes should be provided. Mike, I don't know how it works for multifamily. Does the town still provide garbage
Yes.
service for every
I
rental
manage a
unit?
property over there, and they do. It's a four-family house, and they pick up.
It's not AAA,
Part of your taxes.
but it is through the town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I do want to say that I manage a building over there. Almost everything is multifamily over there, and it's
Yeah.
not a problem, just,
Yeah, I mean, it's not out of character for that area. John, anything?
What's your monthly mortgage payment?
The monthly mortgage payment is,
It's on the sheet.
We'll
John.
divide it by 12.
the shit, in the-
Is that what that is?
Yeah.
That's a year?
Yes.
Yeah, it's yearly.
that's a year.
Per year, 61,000?
So it's probably
It's
5,000.
because I had to put mortgage into other houses I got to pay this when I purchased this house. That's why I'm paying the mortgage in two other houses to cover this house. The other house
That's
covered
not the
itself,
total
everything.
mortgage.
Yeah, probably.
It's a yearly.
No, for his favor.
So is that that's a mortgage on two places?
Yes. So to purchase this house, that's what I did. Because the money, I didn't have enough money to buy it. So I had to do that to get a line of credit in each house. So I'm paying that yearly for a year.
When you say two houses,
Yeah.
that mortgage is for that one structure? with
But he
the
took it
two-
against two existing houses that he owns.
Yeah.
He got the loans there to buy this
He
unit.
got credit.
Got it.
Collateral.
Collateral, yes.
Yeah, collateral, because try to cover everything. Because I really like the house because it's right. I was, my mom moved into the basement to live in there with my office because I got a trucking business. That's what I do. And
What kind of business? I'm sorry.
trucking business.
Trucking. Okay.
Just put the office in there and live in the same place in the basement.
All right, well, you gotta be careful there because you can't, that's a mixed use. If you-
No, I cannot park trucks in there. Those trucks are 72 foot long.
Yeah, but I mean, as far as an office. you-
Couldn't
you
get
don't
them up
have an
that
office
driveway.
there.
The driveway's steep.
The rest
No, I
of
mean,
it-
as far as an office goes,
Yeah.
right?
Well, this is gonna be my personal use and
Okay,
food use at the same
we'll leave
time.
it there.
Yeah.
So are you using it as a personal use? Or are you gonna live there and have an office downstairs, or are you gonna
No, I'm
have
gonna live in there,
three
have
apartments
a
in
small
there?
office for myself in there. But the rest will be rented.
He's saying I'll have an
I think
office
he
at
means in
his
his
home. His mother's
apartment.
gonna live there.
Yeah.
Probably
But I
I move
mean,
in
we
there.
have $24,000 in
depends.
basement income.
If I get this income, I will not live in there. I
Al-
keep living where I am right
Also,
now.
your mortgage, does that usually include taxes? Because taxes is a separate line item here. I thought
Yeah, but
usually you
those
pay your
mortgage,
taxes
the-
through your mortgage payments.
No, that's only if you set up escrow, it's not.
That's in escrow, the
because
the
what he
company
did
that's
was
got the mortgage with me, they pay the
He took
tax for
really
me.
loans against two houses.
The
to
mortgage
pay
company
for
pays
this
the taxes for you?
Yes, for the two
And
houses.
is that part of that 61,000? Are you
Yeah.
adding that twice?
No, because it's the two, combine the two houses.
He,
Or what I
it
pay.
sounds like he took HELOCs out to home equity loans to pay for the property, so he's paying those back, that's what's showing up as mortgage, it's really not, it's a loan. And then he's paying the taxes separately. That's that's the way I read it. So,
All right, so right now you also have like office,
I got in my house where I live with my son.
no. Right now, the three apartments
See, yeah,
are
yeah.
office
Yeah.
suites. You're gonna have to convert that to bedrooms and
Yes.
kitchens, so you're gonna have to sink some more
You-
money into that, correct?
yeah, there's
Yeah.
gonna be
It used to
construction
be
costs.
three family, I mean, a house, used to live in there before the offices, was a living space for people. That's where I talked to a lot of people, they said that.
But my
they used
point
to-
is, when someone makes an office, they open it up, and there's like maybe individual offices, not bedrooms, unless they
It
didn't
looks
do
like,
much
if
change
you
to
walk
it.
in there, it looks like bedrooms, every room has its own door and their
Okay.
own closet. They didn't remove anything when they converted to the offices.
It was clearly a house at one time.
Yeah.
There's a shower upstairs.
Okay.
There is, seriously.
There's in the basement a shower too when I bought the house,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay, Rose, anything?
Are you saying then that you're going to have two apartments and then you're going to conduct business
If,
on the third floor?
if I get rented the basement, I will not move in it, I still living where I live right now. If I don't, month or two, I don't rent it, I move in myself. But the way it is, everybody wants to rent it,
To live or to work?
to leave,
So you're putting three apartments, not a business?
not a business.
Not a business.
That's what they're asking. They're trying to find out,
Yeah.
because that's a
Yeah.
mixed use, and that's
Yeah,
another
three
different
apartments.
thing.
No,
When you say office, you mean like a home office? You're
Yeah,
gonna-
home office, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What's permitted under
clarify
code?
Can you just go over that 5,000 in maintenance?
Yeah,
Can
5,000
you break it
meters
down a little bit?
would be clean the snow, clean the leaves, do the gardening, and sometimes it breaks down something, they call somebody to do it.
Landscaping.
Power washing,
Yeah, power
Lawn.
washing it. Like right now,
Blow the
it needs
gutters.
power wash the house. I had to call somebody to do it. When I had to do the windows, because I gotta put, egress windows in the whole house, each room, because it's gonna be, living properly.
painting, when someone
Painting,
moves
all
in and
that,
out?
Yeah.
All right, Silvio, anything?
No, I think we covered it all.
No.
Will, you good?
No questions.
All right, any input from the public on this application? Questions or concerns? All right, look for a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Seconded by Julie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, new applications this evening is Louis Morgado for variation of section 156-15, seeking an area variance for permission to extend front porch further than previous variance. The property is located at 14 Fair Street in Carmel, and it's tax map 44.18-1-18. So the code requires or allows 40-foot front. What's being provided is 9.66, so a variance of 30.33 feet is being sought. Good evening, guys. Just turn up the mics to your mouth if you can, and just state your name one at a time and address.
Louis Morgado, 29 Duke Drive, Carmel, New York.
Okay, you're,
Bobby Hankins, 34 Warren Street, Yonkers, New York.
all right, raise your right hands, guys. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
All right, thank you. Bring us through your application. What happened? You were before us a while back, right?
Yeah.
What happened? Rethinking? Back to the drawing board?
Well, I guess basically what happened is I built the covered porch 6 inches too far out from where it was supposed to be. So what we're looking for is a variance for that, I guess, 6 inches.
Okay. Wow. I read this as something different. Maybe I'm confusing it with something else.
No, because I think the numbers got reset.
Yeah.
So we went
What was
from
the
a
original?
30, we granted
Oh,
a
I see.
30-foot variance, and now
Okay.
they're asking for a 30.33-foot variance.
Yes.
Okay.
To the
Anybody complain?
front, to the front line.
Did someone complain about it?
No, it was picked up during an inspection.
Yeah, when we called.
All right, so what happened? You guys did an actual as-built
Not
layout?
yet. They didn't do the as-built yet. Ed picked it up, or you guys showed it?
When it was inspected, I showed the inspector
There you
what
go.
happened, and he just stated that it was incorrect.
Oh, okay.
Oh, boy.
All right, so I don't think we're gonna
Update
break
the
stones
plan.
over
We
6
had to
inches
update
here,
the
but
plans a
in
couple
case someone has an issue. Anybody have any questions on the board? Down here, you guys good?
This was just a before and after.
Yeah, I appreciate you providing the pictures. I saw it in the package. All right, is there any input from the public, questions or concerns? I don't think so. Kind of a small crowd here tonight. All right, look for motion to close the hearing.
So moved. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay, thanks, guys.
Thank you, have a good night.
Thank you.
All right, application number 5. For Americo Sereno for a variation of section 156-15, seeking a variance to erect a boathouse, small dock and patio, remove the large deck that's existing, remove a 5x5 changing room that exists. Property is located at 206 East Lake Boulevard, Mahopac. It's tax map 65.17-1-6. So the code requires or allows a lot area of 3,000 square feet. What's provided is 2,609 square feet, so a variance of 391 square feet is being sought. Side yard setback is 15 feet. What's being provided is 4 feet, so a variance of 11 feet is required. And the code requires 4 parking spaces. There's only 1 existing, so a variance of 3 parking spaces is being sought. Good evening, guys.
Good evening.
State your names and address for the record, please.
Dan Monaco, 704 Route 6, Mahopac.
And you are, sir?
Americo Serena, 205 East Lake Boulevard.
Just turn the mic up to your mouth,
Or you can
if
take
you
it
please.
off.
Yeah, speak a
205
little
East
closer.
Lake Boulevard.
I'm sorry?
Americo Serena, 205 East Lake Boulevard.
Okay. And raise your right hands, guys. Swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I do.
I do.
Okay. Bring us through your application. What are you trying to do here?
So this is a piece of lakefront property that Mr. Sereno has owned for, I think, about 40 years now. He lives across the street. He bought this about 1986, I believe. He lives across the street, him and his wife, and he uses this recreationally with his family. He's seeking to construct a boathouse and a dock on the property, remove 1 existing dock and put those in their place with a new patio, which will encompass the whole area to the south of the boathouse.
Okay.
They're at the planning board right now, so that's how they got referred.
Yeah, I remember, I've seen, the sign's been out there for almost a half a year, right?
Yeah.
All right, do we have any elevations of what the construction is gonna look like? Yeah, okay, we're not too high, it's just a mansard type of roof, right, with 4,
Yes.
or just
yeah,
openings on the side?
Yeah. Yep.
One stairwell.
It's an accessible rooftop.
All right, we always get concerned about encumbering views around the lake, which, we try not to allow high fences and stuff like that. This doesn't look too tall. As far as a parking spot goes, though, could you not create at least a second spot there? I mean, that gate looks like it's wide enough for 2 spots. Mike, what's the width required?
10 feet wide.
10 feet wide, so it would have to be 20 foot, the opening in the rock wall, right?
Yeah, I think the whole frontage was 50, so I don't think it's close to that, right? The opening?
No, and, no, yeah, you would have to tear down part of the wall in order to do that.
I mean, I hate to have you do that because it's a beautiful wall. But if there was a way to make it squeak in there.
Well, when you say create another parking spot, John, I mean, it's like,
Well,
the entrance is this brick, right? I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah, and
inside.
that's the parking spots, the brick.
That's one spot, right?
Yeah.
Like, can they be construed as being stacked? Would that be considered two parking spots?
If you wanted to go 40 feet in,
It would have to
it'd have to be 20 by 10.
20, which you may have the room to do that.
well, I don't think the slope is gonna make it conducive to
I was
parking
gonna
a
say
car
it
further
slopes
in.
down.
And Mr. Sereno owns the land, the house right across the street.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So this is a little bit of a different situation
Yeah,
than
I
normal.
hear
It's
you.
not like he has to drive to this, it's for
He
a
just
guest,
crosses the
basically.
street.
Did you redo the house like 5 or 6 years ago? Just
6 years ago.
moved it
yes.
over?
Yes.
Right? Okay, I remember that.
Oh, great. Yeah.
I don't use, that spot I don't use for a parking spot. I only use it when clean the garden and stuff with leaves and stuff.
Yeah,
That's it.
I hear you, because your house
I
is
never
across the
park a
street.
car there.
All right, you talked to your neighbors about it?
Yeah,
Nobody's got any
They're all-
concerns?
they're all
Right, on
okay.
both sides?
yeah,
There's no property you can buy to bring it into conformance, you're landlocked there, right?
Yeah.
Basically. All right, I'm gonna open it up to the board. Will, any questions on this?
No questions.
Julie? So,
Just, hey, guys, do we have to do this as a non-conforming? Well, they're not looking. Do we have to also say this is a non-conforming or non-expansion of a conforming use?
It's a conforming use.
Yeah, is it conforming? It's not.
100%.
Okay.
It's
Because
a
of,
permitted conditional use.
it's permitted condition. Okay, so then, so we have to go down that rabbit hole. That was the
Area
only.
variances only.
Perfect. I have no questions. I just wanted to make sure it was, I just wanted to do it right. That's
Yeah,
all.
no.
so the existing dock is gonna remain there as well?
No, he's replacing it.
That's,
only one, the small one.
Oh,
The
it
large
is?
one comes off.
oh, there's two docks there now?
There's two ducks there.
Okay, so this is basically in the same footprint as one of the docks?
Yeah.
Is the house and the parcel across the street one property?
No.
Two-
They're two
It's
separate
two
ones.
separate.
The road's in the way.
There was anything?
There aren't any other, there isn't a lot on either side that you could purchase?
No. They're all small lots.
There were what?
They're all small lots.
See right
lots.
now?
Yeah,
That one's small and that one's about the same size.
but if you could buy one.
Nobody's selling.
I think
Nobody's selling.
somebody has it there.
Nobody's selling.
It's occupied.
Who's next to you, Monaco, right? Henry?
Yeah. When did you build the wall there?
I think it's about 20, almost 20 years now.
20 years.
18 years, 20 years.
All right,
That was-
Claudine, anything?
No question.
All right, is there any input from the public on this application? I hope not. All right, I'll look for a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, guys, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, let's go.
All right, we got no minutes to approve here, so at this point, no input from the public, please, or anybody on any application? All right, number one was held over. Number two, for Nanetti, I'll look for a motion.
First,
Oh,
this
we
is
got
use, right? So we
declaration.
Oh, we gotta go for the declaration.
make a determination first?
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm going to take the board through part two of the short environmental assessment form and ask you to answer the questions with no or small impact or moderate to large impact. Those are the only two answers that are required, one or the other. Will the proposed action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
No.
Will the proposed action result in a change in the use or intensity of use of land?
No.
Will the proposed action impair the quality, character of the character of the existing community?
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of the CEA, critical environmental area?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies?
No.
Will the proposed action impact existing public or private wastewater treatment utilities?
No.
No?
Will the proposed action impair the character or quality of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in the increase in potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
No.
No?
Will the proposed action create a hazardous environmental resource, a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
Okay, so you've answered all the questions in the negative, so the board can entertain a motion for a negative declaration that there'll be no significant negative environmental impact. And you can adopt that if you want, and somebody can second it.
So,
Or you can make your motion.
do we have that motion?
Motion to grant.
Motion to adopt the,
Second.
motion to adopt the negative declaration. That's what you
Yes.
Do I have a second?
said. Second.
All in favor? Aye. Okay. Now for the application itself, do I have a motion?
Motion to grant.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Granted. All right, application number 3, Carrillo, look for a motion. Oh, same thing.
Same
That's-
thing.
Yeah, sorry,
It's a use variance.
use.
All right, so back to part 2 on, of the short EAF on application number 3. Same, you answer either no or small impact or moderate to large impact in response to the question. 1, will the proposed impact action create a material conflict with an adopted land use plan or zoning regulations?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in a change of use or the intensity of use of land?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action impair the quality or character of the existing community?
No.
Will the proposed action have an impact on the environmental characteristics that cause the establishment of a CEA critical environmental area?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change in the existing level of traffic or affect existing infrastructure for mass transit, biking, or walkway?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action cause an increase in the use of energy and it fails to incorporate reasonably available energy conservation or renewable energy opportunities?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action impact existing public or private water supplies?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action impact existing public or private wastewater treatment utilities?
No.
Will the proposed action impair the quality or character of important historic, archaeological, architectural, or aesthetic resources?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an adverse change to natural resources?
No.
Will the proposed action result in an increase in the potential for erosion, flooding, or drainage problems?
No.
No.
Will the proposed action create a hazard to environmental resources or human health?
No.
No.
Okay, so again, the board answered all 11 questions in the negative, so you can consider a motion to adopt a negative declaration that there's no significant environmental impact.
Do I have a motion to?
I'll make a motion that there's no, a negative declaration, there's no significant impact to the environment.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. For the case itself, do I have a motion to grant?
We have use and area.
You want to do it separate?
You want to do them together?
Use and area.
Yeah, Greg, how should we, one at a time?
In terms of roll calling it?
Sorry?
In terms of roll calling the vote?
No, just, do we want to separate the use and the variance, or just?
Or just for
I
both?
I would
mean,
go
use and
use
area.
first,
Yeah,
okay? I would,
okay.
because if the
So-
use is not passed, then
Then you don't need the
the
area.
area variances are moot.
Gotcha.
So do I have a motion for granting the use variance?
So moved.
Second.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay.
Motion to grant the area variances with this application.
Okay, do we have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, everything's granted. All right, application Louis Morgado, look for a motion to grant.
Motion to grant. Second.
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Granted. And finally, Sereno, look for a motion.
Motion to grant?
Second, by Julie, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, granted. All right, our next meeting will be December 5th, I believe. We're not going to have one in November because of the holidays. We usually try to combine the two in early December, so we will see you then. Thank you.
Motion to adjourn.
For a motion to
Second.
adjourn the meeting, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, thank you, have a good night.